I think I started watching Gilmore Girls a little after COVID. It's not like I've been watching it my whole life. It's definitely a more recent thing for me. I don't think I even finished it, and I certainly haven't gone on to watch like the Gilmore Girls, the most recent thing that they did with Gilmore Girls. And I think part of that is because I don't want that story to be over. I do this a lot. I I am in the middle of so many TV shows and I just can't bring myself to finish them. But I love living in that world, and that is part of the reason I don't want it to end. So rather than take the plunge and finish Gilmore Girls, I thought I would live a little Gilmore Girls weekend. And that starts with I'm going to tell you about my Gilmore Girls collection of crap, my crap collection, if you will. And then we'll talk about the books and my plans for this weekend. So you saw my little Luke's mug. Now it is full of ice water at the moment. It is a little too hot for hot coffee, and it is also 12 in the afternoon, I think 1 in the afternoon maybe, so it's probably not coffee o'clock. So ice water, got to stay hydrated. I also have this mug, which I don't believe I've ever even drank out of. It's just my pride and joy. Stars hollow in the winter. And I also have this blanket, so it's quite large. Actually, I think it's like a throw blanket. And then down all the way at the bottom, you've got Lorelai and Rory way down here. This is one of my favorite pieces in my collection. I don't even know if I got it all in camera. Probably didn't, but that's my Gilmore Girls blanket. And while that's not necessarily fall, it is my Gilmore Girls stuff, so I figured I'd show it to you. But for this little week of Gilmore Girls stuff, I figured I would focus on fall. So here are my reading plans. All right, so I don't really have a reason why some of these made this list. One of them is because of the last name, Gilmore. So the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I've heard some mixed things about this. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I figured I'd give it a shot. But the reason that I picked this is because Lori Gilmore. Are you kidding me? That is so Gilmore. So, and this is a small town spicy romance. And really, I think that I was just looking for small town fall romances for this. And that's why I picked the majority of these books. That's what I'm going with anyway. This is Pumpkin Spice Cafe. What do I know about this? Pretty much nothing. I know that this is a series and they like kind of have different, like there's like a gingerbread cafe and something like that. So I think probably it would be fun to pick if I like this book, I think it would be fun to pick those up in the season that they take place in. Also the gold embossing, so cute. Um, I think that this is probably, if I had to guess, oh, Dream Harbor. Oh, so the back says that Jeannie's aunt gives her her beloved pumpkin spice cafe in the small town of Dream Harbor. Jean jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbor's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. That's all I'll read off the back. But anyways, I thought this would be fun. Like I said, I've heard mixed things, but this is just so autonomous. I had to include this, if for no other reason than this being by Lori Gilmore. It feels very Gilmore Girl-esque. The next book that I picked, I think that the reason I picked this is because it kind of like the cover. First of all, I wanted to read it anyway, and it has been on my list since I found out about it. Also, I guess they were sold out pretty much everywhere, which good for her. This is Julie Olivia's If It Makes You Happy. This is a sort of historical romance. It's set in the 90s, which, being that my birth year is somewhere in the 90s, this hurts on a extraordinary level. My birth year is considered historical fiction. Oh, this is 97, so it's even worse. It's even worse. But this is, look, it's got the little gazebo in the back. How that is so Gilmore. This is so Gilmore Girls coded. It's like not even funny. So I picked this up. I don't really know much about it other than it's 1997. They're both divorced, and He's got, I think, 2 or 3 daughters, and she's got a dog. In the interest of honesty and integrity, I will let you know that I did already start this. I think I made it to like chapter 3. It's very cute so far, but they're meet cute, which happens in the first chapter. I don't feel like it's that much of a spoiler. One of his daughters and the dog sort of meet, and it looks like it could be an issue, like the dog is misbehaving and hurting the girl, but they're just being cute and adorable. So that is cute. And the playlist in here, the playlist is immaculate. My cat's gonna knock everything over. I knew it. The playlist in here is everything. The final book that I have selected for the Gilmore Girls reading video is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I can't think of any other reason other than the cover, because it's not very Gilmore Girl-esque, but I mean, I really, really loved Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. It's one of the only 5 stars that I have given in my entire existence. So I was eager to read another Hannah Bonham Young. This is a recent release, and I thought it was just so pretty. The premise is, it's all so cute. We've got yet another small town and another small town, and I think that's kind of what I was going for with this vlog. I have already started this one as well, and so far it is absolutely adorable. So we have Prue and we have Milo. So Milo is coming into town to help his brother open a brewery, and Milo, he's from this area, and so he's coming back into town, where Prue has lived here her whole life but didn't go to school here, so they don't really know each other, but they kind of know of each other, and it feels very wholesome. The family connections, they hurt quite a bit. The love that you see in Hannah Bonham Young's writing is something that is really not comparable to any other author that I've read. So I am so grateful that I'm getting the opportunity to read this one for this vlog. And once again, the reason that I selected it is probably a little bit the cover, a little bit the small town, and a little bit vibes. So this is my TBR for the Gilmore Girls weekend. We are starting Gilmore Girls week off strong. I am going to get coffee, which is a very Gilmore Girls thing to do. I'm going to go get my morning coffee. I do have to go to work today, so, it's not like a super special start to this week, but I'm really excited about it. I have some plans. There's like a fall festival happening, so I'm really excited about that. And then after work today, we'll do another Gilmore Girls activity. I will see you then. I acquired my coffee. It is a cinnamon roll iced latte. It's got cinnamon topping on it, and it's got cold foam. And ever since that day that I tried cold foam, I can't stop thinking about it. Apparently, I like cold foam now. So, anyways, this is my official start to Gilmore Girls weekend. Back on my Gilmore Girls shit. Coffee acquired. Let's go to work. So I started People Watching last night by Hannah Bonham Young, which I've only gotten 1 chapter in, but I am already in love with the side characters. Like, the side character, I should say. So, that one was tough to do. So, I really love Milo's sister. I really, really love Milo's sister, and it makes me happy because when I love a character's family, it makes me love the character even more. And I don't know, something about Hannah Bonham Young, and the way she writes dynamic characters and people who I genuinely give a shit about, and like I'm still thinking about the characters from Out on a Limb. So anyways, hopes are high, and I don't know, it just feels good. It feels good to be back in a Hannah Bonham Young book, because I have only read one, and the one that I read was a 5-star, and I would love to get another 5-star. I would love to get a 5-star for this video. I would love to.
19. If it makes you happy, Cheryl.
Hi, friends. A little over 100 pages into people watching, and I can already tell I'm very likely going to cry with this one. So I just got back from the fall festival. It was really cute. So I went actually 2 days. So yesterday I did the walk that you probably saw in the beginning of that footage, and then after that we went to the fall festival. I bought some stuff that day, and then I had to come back because the shirt that I wanted they didn't have in my size, so she offered to make me one and I could pick it up today. So obviously I said yes, of course. So I will go ahead and show you what I got. The first day I got mostly some soaps. Actually, that's really all I got was soaps. This is by Revelry Crafts. I got, this one smells good. It's margarita. It's lime, agave, bergamot, and bamboo. It smells very good. It's very pretty too. And then I also got, for autumnal vibes, I've got Apple Mornings. This is apple cider, cinnamon, and donut. Oh, it smells so good. And then here is the back. It smells clean but good. My husband did get some stuff, but I don't really want to go grab his stuff. I only wanted to show you mine. So I also got these shower steamers because I don't have a bathtub and I want to engage in self-care. And I've decided that shower steamers, I've tried them in the past and I really like them. And this was $7 for the 8-pack because, and she was like super honest. She was like, it's coming close to the 6-month date, so I can't sell them at full price. And I'm like, no problem, girl. I will buy them at this price right here. Thank you. So they are, I think there's 8 in here. I think so. Let's see. I bought the whole thing for $7. This one, ooh, that's very strong. She said that they're not bad after the 6-month mark. They just stop smelling as strong. And this one smells very strong already. So this is yellow. This is lemongrass essential oil. I can definitely smell it. And then the next one that is in here is, this one's green. Green is rosemary essential oil with extra menthol. Damn. Oh, that one has definitely some menthol in it right there. That one is definitely, I can smell the menthol in that one. And then this one is pink. Pink is grapefruit. Oh, I smell the grapefruit in that one. And then we have purple. Lavender, I'm assuming. Lavender, yep, lavender. And then we also have, is this orange? Orange, yep, that's orange. And then we have blue. Or is this teal? This might be teal. Silver? Teal, maybe. It's peppermint. And then that doesn't look teal to me. It looks blue, but we also have white. White is eucalyptus. Oh, I smell the menthol in that one. White, menthol, eucalyptus, and then silver. Silver is lemon and lavender essential oil. So I have 8 little shower steamers. I'm really excited because I love shower steamers, especially like when you're doing an everything shower. And the girls who get it, get it. You know, not every day you do an everything shower. And so these are I'm going to save for my everything showers. So the shirt is not very Gilmore Girls, but I feel like the fall festival is very Gilmore Girls. So when I went to the shirt place, I was trying to look for something Gilmore Girl-esque, but I was not going to get something that I didn't feel like I wanted just for the bit. So I got this right here, sort of merry, sort of scary. I think this is so cute. So cute. And this shirt was basically what happened was they didn't have it in my size. She offered to make one in my size. She wasn't sure if she could get the same patterns that she got in this one, or the one that I had found in a not my size in this size. So what she did was she made 3 of them, and I got to pick from the 3 that there were. One of them, this one was very pink, and then she made another one that like the stains turned out a little brownie, and then she also made black that made them look rusty. And I thought that this one was the cutest because it really fits like the shirt. Like the pink looks incredible. I love this so much. So I'm really happy about this. And then the last thing I got from the fall festival was this lemonade. I got cherry lemonade and it's really good. Time for a little bit of a reading update. I am on page 196 in People Watching, and this book, I mean, the family in the families in Hannah Bonham Young's writing is just always incredible. I'm really always impressed with the way that she manages to make families feel real and like come off of the page in a very realistic. She makes these characters flawed so that they're real, but not flawed so that they're bad people. And I really love Hannah Bonham Young's writing, and this is only the second book that I have ever read from Hannah Bonham Young. But just like with the first one that I read, Out on a Limb, I am so enticed to buy everything that she has ever written and consume it immediately. Like, throw all of my plans in the garbage, finish this book, and then buy everything else she's ever written, whether it's on the Kindle, which is how I read Out on a Limb, or in physical paperback, because this is a stunning cover. I just want to live in Hannah Bonham Young's world. And she just, it feels real. And like in this one, especially, you have like a author's note in there, and it says that this small town that this is based off is it's a real town. Obviously, some of it's been embellished for the story, but I feel I feel like I want to visit this town, and it's based off a real town, yes, but it's not a real town because it's in a book, and I want to go visit this town. I want to go meet these people. I want to go hang out with Clyde. Like, I want to go see Mrs. Welsh's paintings. I want to go check out at the little grocery store. Like, this town feels like a home. It feels like a place that you settle in. And that's just, it's such an incredible feeling to read something so real, so visceral, that you forget that you're reading a book and not like a newspaper article about a town. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to describe. You forget you're reading and you feel like you're living it. And it's just incredible. Hannah Bonham Young, like, incredible. This book will probably get finished today. Like I said, I'm on page 196, and I think there's 320 something pages. So I have no doubt that I will be finishing this one today. And then on to this one, which I have already started as well. It is If It Makes You Happy. I started listening to this on audiobook, and I'm beginning to question whether or not that was the right decision, because I want to ingest this with my eyes. I can't describe it. I have never read an audiobook and felt like I was making the wrong decision by reading it via audio and not with my eyes. There was one other time that I changed my mind really quickly and I was like, no, I'd rather read it. But I'm like, I don't know how far into this I am, but I've started it and I don't want to read it with my ears. I want to read it with my eyes so bad. This is just such a it is such a another real story. Like this is another one that just feels real to me. Like they're both divorced. Like her husband was low key a piece of shit. His wife was also kind of not really a good partner, a good mother to his girls. And I can't wait for the part where like okay, so both of these have like small town everybody knows everyone vibes, and so you have him who's like the town's darling or whatever, and then you have her in this one who is the town's darling, and then you have the sort of coming back to the place that you grew up with him and her, from this book. And I don't think I'm even making sense anymore. Let me try that again. So in this one you have Prue, who is the town's darling, and Milo, who is coming back after some time of being away, but it's small town, everybody knows everyone. And in this one, you have Cliff, who is sort of like the town's darling. And you have Michelle, who is sort of coming back after being gone a while. And what brings her back to town is that her mom has passed away, and they need to sort of figure out how to go forward with, I guess, the bed and breakfast, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too far into this, and this one's kind of a thick one, which is why I thought it might be a good idea to listen on audio. But I do feel like, I mean, it's damn near 500 pages. Like, this book is 497 pages, and I feel like maybe I can read with my eyes and my ears for this one. I don't know. It feels like the right thing to do is to like visually take this story in. And also, I mean, I bought the book, so I should probably at least open the pages, right? And then for this one, I haven't started it yet. I am not sure. I have the best intentions with getting this one read, but I'm not sure if I will because the writing is really big. Okay. And this one is 355 pages, but the writing is quite large. So it's possible that I can get this done. That would be my goal. This is the one that I'm least like desperate to get into, if that makes sense. I'm definitely more invested in reading these two. These are both new releases, like I think released in September. So I want to make sure that I get these read, especially because I literally went to the bookstore and picked them up. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to go finish this one. I'm probably going to take a shower and an everything shower and use one of my little steamers. And maybe while I'm in the shower, I will listen to this. And when I get out, I will read and listen. And then we'll see what happens with this one. And I will update you when I do something exciting. I don't know. I think that's my exciting weekend. I did my walk. I did my fall festival, which was really cute, by the way. And I think mostly that's it. Like now it's just kind of resetting for the weekend or for the week ahead. My husband will be home all week this week, which is it's fortunate because it is our anniversary weekend or our anniversary week this week. So we started dating on September 16th and we got married on September 17th. So it's like our anniversary week. We've got both our anniversaries in the same week. So that should be nice, I guess. I mean, it's nice when he's home, but it like kind of breaks up the routine. Like I'm used to him going to work early on Monday morning, and then not that I not that I can't read with him home, but listen, wives, do you have this vibe where like I can't relax when my husband's home because I feel like I need to be doing something productive? Do any of you have that? I don't know. Like my husband can literally be sitting there playing games and I'll be reading like right next to him and I feel like I should be doing something. Like, is there a dish to wash? Is there a laundry load to do? And like he's not telling me I have to do these things. I'm just like mentally I'm like, God, I can't sit down. So we'll see what happens. I don't know why I'm drinking water and lemonade at the same time. I'm hydrated. just finished people watching, and I don't know that it's a 5-star, but it's definitely a 4.5. I love Hannah Bonham Young's writing. I feel so invested in the characters and the side characters, and I want more books in this world. I want more books in this town. I want to be able to revisit Prue and Milo. This was, I don't have anything negative to say. It didn't hit the exact same way that Out on a Limb did, but it hits really fucking close. So since I have decided that I would rather read physically, if it makes you happy, I did decide to pick up Pumpkin Spice Cafe on audio, and somehow I'm nearly halfway through after just driving to work one time. Now I do listen on 3 times speed, and the audiobook is 7 hours and some amount of minutes, so that does kind of check out. If it took me an hour to get to work, that I would be nearly halfway. So I'm expecting 2 finishes between today and tomorrow, and then we can wrap this Gilmore Girls vlog up. So I don't live, well, I live in a small town, but I don't work in a small town. So I get to sort of leave every day like a little Stars Hollow-esque place, and there's a whole gazebo, which I'll show you hopefully in this video. Hopefully I will remember. But my point really is that I get to go from like this Stars Hollow-esque place where the main street is literally called Main Street, and then I drive into the city, and then I'm not feeling very Gilmore Girls anymore. Look at this very perfect fall leaf. Okay, cool. So last night I finished Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I have some thoughts. First, let's get into my drink for today. It is an Eliano's Red Bull Rush Watermelon Blackberry. It is not coffee. I'm kind of over coffee. So here's what happened. Okay, so I had coffee all weekend this weekend, I think. No, I did not have coffee all weekend. All right, so here's what happened. The truth of what happened. The day that I went to the bookstore, which unfortunately was the very start of this vlog, I believe, that coffee that I got, it had like, I felt like something was spoiled in it. It tasted spoiled, so I couldn't finish it. The next day, Friday, I had gotten a coffee from Colsey, which is my local favorite coffee shop, and I got it, and it was good. Like, there was nothing wrong with it, but it tasted spoiled because mentally I was thinking it was because of the previous coffee that I had. So Saturday, when we did the walk, I got a Red Bull Rush in the morning, and then I got another Red Bull in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, I went to Colsey, which is, once again, my favorite local coffee shop, and these people were staring at me and made me really upset. Like, I was having like a self-conscious moment, but I think really what was happening was I was a bad bitch and they couldn't handle it because I was wearing a cute outfit. And, you know, maybe bad bitches make those old ladies uncomfortable. I don't know. I can't, you know, whatever. Who's to say? So then I got coffee on, I think I got a Red Bull Rush on Monday, and I got coffee yesterday, and I finished my coffee, but it still tastes like a little better to me. I'm having a little bit of a hard time with coffee right now because of that one coffee that I had at the beginning of this vlog. So Red Bull Rush it is. Now let's talk about Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I didn't like it, I don't think. I think that my thoughts are as follows. I feel like it was simultaneously rushed and took too fucking long. Here's what I mean by that. The romance was rushed. Like, a month went by, and they went from, and what was, like, it was giving, like, enemies to lovers on the back cover. Now, that could be me reading into it because it says the Grumpy, but I feel like Grumpy holds out a little longer, and he wasn't grumpy at all. Like, mentally, he was full sunshine about her, and she was more, like, I mean, I don't know. Will I continue on with the series? Maybe, because they do, like, there's, like, a Christmas one, and I am a dumb bitch, and I will read the Christmas shit. I sure will. So I might continue on with the series even though I didn't have a good first experience with it. I mean, overall, I would say it's probably maybe like a 2.5 star. It wasn't the worst book I've ever read by any means, but what bothered me about it was, well, first of all, I ended up picking it up on audio, which might have been my mistake, my bad, maybe, because I didn't like the author. I didn't like the narrator. The narrator felt like God, this is going to sound so offensive. It sounded like an older woman, and I picture these characters to be my age or younger, maybe a little bit older. Like the characters are definitely not in their 40s, and all the lady sounded to me like she was older, and that's rude probably, and I probably shouldn't say that. Like, not like 85 or anything, but she definitely sounded older to me. She wasn't a 30-year-old in my opinion. She wasn't. Her voice didn't fit the characters. That's the best way to describe it without like being an asshole. So her voice, in my opinion, did not fit these characters. I'm also driving on the I-75 lobby. This is not a good idea. Who told me to do this? Nobody. But I'm doing it. Anyways, it just, her voice didn't fit the characters, their age, their vibe, anything about it. First of all, and second of all, the book it's like in third person, so it's not like you're not getting their thoughts, but you're getting their thoughts. It's not like I thought she was pretty. It's like he thought she was so pretty. Like, it's just very, I don't know. It wasn't for me. That one wasn't for me. I might continue because I enjoyed the side characters enough to hope that one of them will be the star of a future book, and that's what really gets me, is like living in a world less, like living in the world longer, less the shitty experience that I had. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of a book if I can like return to that world, because even if I didn't like the book, I enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed the small town vibes. I enjoyed Dream Harbor a lot. So, long story short, I very likely will be picking up the second one. Don't know when. I don't know if I'll continue past that. I think I'm really only willing to give this author like one, maybe two more shots, but we'll see. I'll bite. I think the next one, if I'm not mistaken, is Christmas, so I will probably read that. I'm a very like in the season kind of itch. So if it's set in winter, I want to read it in winter. But if it's set in like Christmas or something, or summer or something, then I probably won't pick it up until that season. I've been waiting for Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I had heard mixed things, and I was like, well, obviously the only time I can read this is in the fall. Obviously, it's an autumn book, bitch. I have to read it in the autumn. So I waited for that time to be able to read Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So whenever the second book takes place is when I will pick up the second book. That's the plan. I don't want to read them out of order, so if they're not, if there's nothing for Christmas next, then I just won't read that one next. It's fine. Anyways, moving on to If It Makes You Happy. I am still sort of tandem reading it. Like, I listened to about 25 minutes just now for my commute to work, and then I will go back to reading it physically, which I think is probably I'm not enjoying reading it this way, but I'm really enjoying the book. I am really, really enjoying Cliff and Michelle's dynamic, which, by the way, Cliff and Michelle are such, like, it's giving 90s. And then there was a hairstyle described that I was like, I picture that is a 90s hairstyle. Also, the cover just, it's giving. Like, every time I think about that cover, I want to wear that outfit. Like, I want to be her. I want to be Michelle. But anyways, I'm having a really good time with If It Makes You Happy. And I think people watching, I gave a 4.5 star. I can't remember, but I think it was 4.5. So I gave If It Makes You Happy, no, I gave people watching a 4.5 star. I will probably be giving Pumpkin Spice Cafe a 2.5 because it's not the worst, but it's not the best, and I don't give out 1 and 2 stars unless I mean it. So 2.5 stars, and I am hoping that if It Makes You Happy can finish somewhere a little higher than that, maybe a 4 star. I'm hoping for a 4 star. I will update you when I have something So now that I'm no longer driving on I-75, I feel a little better about taking the opportunity to tell you that where was Logan's personality? His entire personality was being a farmer, but you know what we never saw him do? Farm. I don't know. Like, his entire personality was the dude who proposed to his ex, and it wasn't a cute look to me. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it just, like, don't get me wrong, men are allowed to be sad, men are allowed to have feelings, etc., etc., etc. However, where was his personality? Was his personality in the room with us? I did, however, like the pop star animal names, which is the only farming that was done in this book. The only farming that we saw was Harry Styles and the freaking chickens with the pop star names. And if I'm being completely honest, I feel like the small town romances that are centered around a ranch do it better, because at least in a ranch they have like ranch activities. I didn't see this man farm one time. Where was his plow? I figured I would film this clip outside because it's very fall out. There's leaves. I don't know, it just feels very Gilmore Girls. So there's birds. Anyways, so I have like right around 100 pages left of If It Makes You Happy, and then I am calling it quits. Mostly this clip was to show you my makeup and less about the actual books. Just wanted to be able to insert this clip. Anyways, I'm having a good time. I can't wait to be done with it and move on to something scary though. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I did make this bracelet with my son. It's got a little ghost on it, so that's cute. I am sitting here at the front gate waiting for my brand new iPhone to arrive. I have like 15 pages left of If It Makes You Happy, so I'll probably hop into that while I wait. It requires a signature, so I've got to sign for it, so I gotta be sitting here waiting for it because I can't take the chance of missing it. I just finished If It Makes You Happy, and God, can I just say something? Can I just say how much I love the floppiness of this paperback right here? This is incredible. I just feel like if all paperbacks were like this, I don't think I'd ever want a hardback. I really don't. Anyways, what are my thoughts? The hype surrounding this book, I think, was more like the cover, the 1997 of it all. And it was good, but I just don't feel like this was a 5-star for me. I think 4-star for sure. That 4-star, 4.5 star would be generous. I think I've landed on a 4-star for this one. I will probably pick up whatever Julie Olivia comes out with next, especially if it is set in this world, because this world did something for me. I have said it before, I'll say it again. If I'm gonna read a small town book, I want like all of the small town goodness. I want everybody to know everybody. I want one fucking stoplight. And I don't know, this, of all of the towns, I think this one was my favorite. Second to the one from People Watching, and I don't believe I care one way or another about Dream Harbor. I think I like it, but not compared to this world. Yeah, I think I've landed on a 4-star for this one. Yeah, 4 stars. I would like to add though that the epilogue with, mild spoiler, the epilogue takes place in not one of the main characters' points of view, and I really like that. That was very unique. It was a little hard to follow at first, but then I got it and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, so that is my concludes my Gilmore Girls week-long reading thing. Feels like the right thing to do to document this moment. I can't even open it. That is it for my Gilmore Girls reading week. I definitely have a standout and a very close second with a rounding out the back end, Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I would say that I would read at least, well, obviously I'm going to read everything that Hannah Bowman Young writes, and I will probably be picking up most of what Julia Olivia, and I will probably be picking up most of what Julie Olivia writes. That was a good time for me. And as far as Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I may choose to pick up one more, but ultimately I will leave it up to chance. If it just doesn't work for me, then I'm not going to force myself. Either way, that concludes this Gilmore Girls reading event. I had a pretty decent time. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, if you like vlog style content, I have great news. That's pretty much exclusively what I film because it is my favorite thing to film and to consume. I will see you in the next one.